So hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nemo and today we're going to be reacting to another video, and today we're going to be seeing a video. It's a TikTok compilation of the topic, why do men hate child-free women? And I saw this, I was like, this is going to be very, very interesting to see because I've never heard that being like a topic at all. So we're going to see what they have to say, and I'm gonna come with my opinion, and I hope that you guys will come with your opinion as well. I always like to hear what you guys have to say about these kind of videos. So leave down a comment, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and if you like the video, also like. So let's just jump right into it.
I was watching this woman's video and she was saying that she's a woman over 30, and one question that she often gets asked by men is whether or not she has children and whether or not she wants any. And she always feels judged by those men when she says she doesn't have kids and doesn't want them in the future. They try to make her feel guilty or ashamed because she doesn't have that yearning, that desire to be a mom. She has no issue with children or anything. It's just the fact that she's already helped raise so many children, and she realizes how much work that being a mom actually entails. What I think is interesting about this is some of the main men who are always trying to devalue or discredit women that don't want children, that want to be child free, not childless, child free as a choice. Those men aren't the kind of men that want to be active fathers. They want to take credit for the child's successes. They want to post a child on their social media, but they don't want to be involved in the day-to-day job of raising a child. Like so often, some of those same men sound exactly like this.
And you consider yourself a pretty involved parent?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about your son.
Right.
And just answer them to the best of your ability.
I will
okay?
do. No problem.
Very good.
Yeah.
What is your son's birthday?
No, that's a good one. That's a really good one because I don't know.
You really don't know his
No,
birthday?
I don't know his birthday.
What grade is your daughter going into?
Ninth grade.
What's the name of your daughter's school?
Ash Creek Elementary School.
No,
River Creek.
no,
Something Creek.
no,
What color are your daughter's eyes?
Brown.
All right, let's look. That is incorrect.
They're blue. I have a brown-eyed daughter, though.
Some of these men know nothing about their own children, where they go to school, their birthday, nothing. They don't know if the child has a peanut allergy, nothing at all. But yet they're shaming women because they don't want to have kids, because they can already tell before they even have kids, a lot of the responsibility is going to fall on them. You can't shame women for not wanting to be a married single mom. And a lot of them, that's what they want from you. They want to have a child with you to slow you down, have a child with you to bond you to them. They want to have a child with a woman for so many reasons, but it's not always that they want to be a father. They don't want anything to do with the child and the day-to-day life of that child. They just want to be able to say that they're a dad.
Yes, you are absolutely correct.
I mean, was she lying though? Because I definitely see that a lot, and I've seen that close-handedly. Like, she's telling the truth. That's like, what is that to say? I can't even go against what she had to say because she's definitely saying the truth about that. It makes sense. Like, what? I get it, and that's why we see that a lot of people don't want to have kids because people know it's gonna be hard, and if they're with a person that doesn't seem supportive, or that they feel that it's gonna be there, then they're not gonna have kids because that means they're gonna do it by themselves. Like, you can do it by yourself. I've always like mentally prepared myself. Like, I'll probably, if I'm gonna end up having kids, I'll probably end up doing it myself. So I've always like mentally prepared myself, like that might happen, that situation. But not for everyone it's like that. So I definitely need, yeah. Let's hear what this guy has to say. It says, is this why single and childfree women are shamed?
One of the many reasons why single women and child-free women are shamed, because in this patriarchal social construct, you are supposed to be aligned with an owner. You're supposed to belong to someone. Someone is supposed to have a ring on you. Put a ring on it so that the world knows that you are the property of a male, of a man. And when you're walking around without your freedom papers or your ownership papers, your branding, you're shamed, because how dare you? How dare you be controlling the trajectory of your life? How dare you, as a woman, make your own choices and have the freedom to move to and fro without having to answer to an owner? How dare you? Because why would anyone feel offended or feel like there's something wrong with you because you're single without children? What does you being single and having children have to do with the other millions of men that have no interest in you? What is the point? Why are you being single and child free such a sore spot for them? And it's because in their eyes you should be owned by someone. Someone needs to have you locked down to make sure that you women don't run amok and don't get yourselves caught up into all of the different fibers of society and start to run things, start to control things, start to display that you are actually more capable than most men of your peer. Yes, absolutely. This is why you're shamed, because they feel like marriage is the end all and be all. It's not. Marriage is just the beginning, to be honest with you. It's maintaining a marriage is where the work starts. But that's another topic. Peace.
Lied to feminist women talking about how wonderful their life is because they don't have a husband, they don't have children.
Does anybody find it strange how desperately men are trying to get women to reconsider this whole single and childless thing? Because it doesn't make any sense. As a man, why are you so concerned about what women choose to do with their lives? It doesn't affect you in any way. If you want a wife, go get one. If you want children, hopefully your wife can give you some. Why are you desperately trying to convince women that it's to their detriment to not want a husband and to not want children?
Yeah.
I mean, I already know why, but I want to see if men are truly as logical as they say they are, and if they're going to come to the logical conclusion for why a bunch of men who have nothing to do with how women live their lives are so concerned about women not wanting to be married and not wanting to have children. Let's hear it.
Here's the thing. One thing I always find interesting is like that whole thing of men being more logical and stuff like that is not always true, because if you really listen to what men have to say as well, I feel like it's been proven so many times. Men are so the Lulu as well. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, but that both genders are as the Lulu. Like, the Lulu can really peak on both sides. So let's not make it a gender thing. That's like one thing I would stand by. We should not make like a gender thing, because men could definitely be very much the Lulu as well. Let's keep it real.
Bother you so much that I don't want to have kids.
So this creator is talking about men specifically in her comments, and why does it bother them so much that some women choose to be child-free? And I believe this is because in a patriarchal society, both men and women have very defined roles. And the role of the woman is to submit to a man and have his children and be the homemaker and be of service to both her husband and her children. And on the other hand, men have this entitlement and the promise of having a wife and children, or maybe multiple wives, depending on the invisible daddy that you worship. So when women say, I don't want to have children, they are actively refusing to fulfill that role. And suddenly that makes them somebody outside of that system, a human being who is making her own choice about her own life. And this is very threatening on several aspects. One is because suddenly the entitlement of men to have a woman bear their children is shattered to pieces. Secondly, it's a step towards freedom from those societal rules that brings with them
a societal validation. If a man cannot secure a wife who will bear him children, he also will not be validated by the society, and he will not achieve the status that he is desiring to achieve, which means some men will be undervalued by the society. It also means that women who decide to be child-free have time on their hands to venture into professional fields that were reserved and dominated by men before, and also to excel in those fields where before only men were excelling because only men were allowed to enter those fields. And so a woman in our society who is deciding to be child-free is a challenge to the whole structure. She's actively refusing to play a role that is a cornerstone of patriarchy, and she's placing herself outside. And the reason why so many men are uncomfortable with that is because they are willing to play the role that patriarchy assigns to them, despite how it makes them suffer.
I mean, she was right. She was right. Unfortunately, she was right. Like, that's what that is as well. It definitely is that as well. And I also feel like a lot of men just don't want to be tied down either. If that would happen, I just feel like a lot of guys had an issue with it. Also, a lot of the guys are the same that will probably have a child with you and then also be the one to leave the house as well. So you end up having the responsibility of the kids as well. It's a very tricky one.
Of single women, whether it be a single mom or someone who has just chosen to never marry, and it's because they feel threatened. The more women who take that route, the less women there will be available to them, and they're afraid of other women looking at those women who are single and being like, oh, like she's actually pretty happy and satisfied, and then following suit. So they make fun of them and try to paint them in a bad light so that doesn't happen. And the reason men want a larger dating pool is not because they actually like women and want to find like their soulmate.
2 minutes.
They love, they want to share their life with, and they're afraid of being alone. Well, they are afraid of being alone, but it's because they don't know how to do things for themselves. They want a wife because they want someone to cook and clean for them and take care of everything and basically be their mother who they can also sleep with. Nothing makes a man angrier than seeing an older woman who is single and happy. And before men come in my comments like, I am married. I am married to a man. But if you don't want to be alone forever, you're just going to have to step up, because women are finally standing up for themselves and asking for more. And that more is what they've always deserved.
This is July.
Yeah. And I saw someone, oh my God, and I think it's like a fan group I was hanging out with. And the guy was like in his mid-30s, and he was like saying something about he doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to like make meal, or do like cook rice, or cook potatoes. And I was like, damn, in your 30s, in your mid-30s, and you find that hilarious as well. Like, that is so fucking embarrassing that you even joke about that and being serious about it and make it seem like it's a fun thing that you can't even take care of yourself like that. Like, what the hell? And then also we had a discussion. I brought it up because after I heard that, I was like, let me hear some other stuff and let me hear this guy's perspective. I was like, to what degrees do you wash like your white clothes and how do you wash your clothes? Do you sort it by color, and do you sort it by what kind of degree that it should be washed in and stuff like that? And when he couldn't answer those questions, I was just like, oh my God, really? Like in your mid-30s? That is so crazy to me. That is so crazy. But maybe it's also crazy for me because I started washing clothes when I was like 12, if not younger. I like to just, I don't know, I didn't want my mom to be all up in my stuff. And also because I'm quite like, have long arms, long legs, short torso. So if I find clothes that fits me, especially back then, it was so hard. I didn't want the risk of a man just throwing it in, getting washed with something else. So I would just do it myself and make sure that it doesn't like get small, because then it's gonna look awkward. Like, that's besides the point. But this is like very interesting, and I definitely feel like if you want kids, you definitely need to be honest. It's like honesty is always the best. Like, if you're with a person, what have that person shown you? Is it someone you can rely on? And if they're not someone you can rely on, but you still want kids, and you just to have that person because you know that person, then do that, but also prepare yourself for you being alone when it comes to raising the kids and the financial aspect as well. So it's just like be honest with yourself and make the decision of what you feel like you can do, um, and how much you can take on as well, because it's definitely a lot having kids. Like just living with my sister for a whole month with my two nephews that are 8 and 10 is definitely, I could definitely, like the first week I was so exhausted. Um, so it's a lot of work having kids. Do I want kids? Yes, even though I might be doing it alone. Don't even care about that. It's fine. For me, it's more like a financial situation. I do want to be in a certain place. Being able to, if I'm gonna have kids, be able to give my kids certain things as well. Not that that is the most important, but there's definitely some things that need to be in place before I would like take on that role. But yeah, it's very interesting. What do you guys think of this? Let me know down below. And if you as a woman has ever experienced a guy side-eyeing you, looking at you wrongly because you're child-free and you've stated that you don't want kids, let me know how that whole experience was, because I've never seen that before. I have like been in a situation where I've talked with like friends and I'll be like, I want to have kids, and a lot of my friends actually said that don't know if they wanted to have kids, and I was shocked, but I wasn't like side-eyeing them. I was just shocked that it was a thing between my friends. I don't know why, but I was really, really shocked. But that was like a couple of years back, so I'll definitely have to ask them the question again for sure. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think, and I would like to hear your guys' opinion. As always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.